Hi, I'm Kate with Kate's Paper Creations. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Washington State, and I welcome you to my weekly current catalog product video where I make a project using current products from Stampin' Up! Catalog. And today I am using the Lots of Heart bundle. I chose this particular bundle out of the new mini catalog because I already had two stamp sets with hearts that carried over from last year, the Meant to Be and Heartfelt, and I just felt that this would go with what I was already had. So that's the set I'm going to be using. Let's show you what we're going to make. I realized that it's February 1st that this video is going to go up, and I hadn't made any Valentine's videos, so it's about time I got started, I think. So this is what we're going to do today, is make this card right here. And let's show you how we did it. And there's a few little tricks in here, so watch through to the end. Okay, I'm going to set that over there so I think you can still see it. And I am going to start with the base of the card, which is Rococo Rose, and I cut it 4 1/4 by 11, and so it will make a top fold greeting card, standard A2 size. Then the first layer is the new pearlescent specialty paper, and you probably can't pick it up in the video. I try and show you the shimmer just a little bit. It's got a very soft shimmer to it. It's really, really pretty. And so that's what I'm using for that first layer. And I'm going to be stamping with Rococo Rose ink. And I'm stamping, you can see the little polka dot heart on here. Now this is got a finish on it that will take, the ink will dry, but it will take it just a minute or so. And so you want to be careful not to smear it after you've stamped. Okay? And I'm just gonna put a few of these on here, like that. Then I'm going to set that aside and let it dry for a little while. Okay, then in the die set, oh, and I can bring that in and show you. Here is the stamp set part. It's got several different hearts and some flowers, a border of hearts, and then these are the dies that are with it, all different kinds of dies. And I used this large one here to cut this from Rococo Rose. Then I used this one, which cuts out a very fine border piece. And then I used this one, get it up here, to cut out some hearts that I will be using, and it cuts them out and the centers fall out of the hearts, and so I kept just the outline pieces of 3 of the small hearts, and we're going to be using those. Okay, so let's get started building. Oh, and then I do have one, I used the rectangle stitched rectangle dies to cut this piece from the Love You Always foils, and this is the Rococo Rose color of the foil. And I am going to do this with Versamark and my heat tool. So I'm going to turn the heat tool on so it can be preheating, and I am stamping the phrase "Sent with Lots of Heart." Now when you're stamping onto this foil, it's very slippery, so you got to be really careful to press straight down and not slide on the thing, or it will mess up your thing. Now I did use the embossing buddy, excuse me, and to kind of keep from getting too much where we don't want it when I put the powder on. And I'm going to ink this up and stamp this on here. I think it came out good. I don't want to touch it. I have a set of hemostats here that I can kind of just grip the very edge of it with. And I'll bring in my white embossing powder and we will see if this works. Yeah, it's looking good. Okay, and then we will heat set that, and it's going to curl all up, and that's okay because we're going to stick it down with dimensionals, and it's not going to matter once it's done. So if it curls up a little bit on you, don't worry. It will be okay. I'm going to stick that under my light. Yep, it turned out perfect. Okay, now we can turn off that noisy thing and put these away. And there's our sentiment ready to attach when we're ready. Okay, this piece is going to go, it's dry by now. See, I can rub it and it doesn't rub off. And I am going to attach it flat with just regular adhesive. Keep moving my paper around to a leaving that 1/8 inch border because this piece is 4 by 5 1/4, so it will leave that border all the way around just like that. Okay, then I am going to prepare this piece, and I didn't put double-sided adhesive on this. I'm just going to use my Zig 2-way, and I'll just put some scratch paper underneath this so I don't get sticky on my work surface. And I will just put some glue around this piece so that I can stick it down. There we go. Get that out of the way. And then it's just a matter of kind of centering this onto this heart. And I used the points to kind of guide where I was placing it. And then just a matter of getting it to stick to the paper and not to me. I love when that happens. It takes a second to stick. There we go. Okay, and this is going to go on the card front with dimensionals. So we will turn it over, and I will get my dimensionals. They're hiding from me on my table somewhere. Oh, I'll just have to get out a new sheet. I lay stuff down, and then sometimes I just don't know, you know, my desk gets a little messy and it gets a little tricky to find stuff. So I'm digging through my drawer here next to me, and I will get out a new sheet and we will get that on there. Okay. There we go. Sorry for the faux pas there. Okay. We're just going to put a few pieces on here. And peel up the tops off of there. Like that. And this just goes on here, kind of like that, just a slight angle, like that. Okay, then I'll bring in my scrap paper here again, because I've got 3 of these little hearts. Now you could put double-sided adhesive on these when you're cutting them out, but like I said, I didn't do that, so I'm just having to liquid glue them. They don't need a lot of glue, and where you place them is totally up to you. I'm gonna make that let go of me. There we go. I do get glue on my fingers, and then they get sticky, and then it's hard to get them to let go of me sometimes. I'm going to put one down here. Use my bone folder to kind of press them into place so that they can have a chance to dry and get really stuck well. And on this one, we'll do it the same as the original that I made. We'll put it over here, but you can put your little accent pieces anywhere you want. Okay, and there is that. Then I've got my sentiment piece, and it's going to get attached with more dimensionals, and I haven't lost it this time, so there we go. When I clean up after my video, I will find that other sheet. It's somewhere here buried on my desk as I try to have all the pieces and everything in place and ready. And then Scent with Lots of Heart, I'm just putting it on there at an angle, just like that, across. And there is the card. Now, I have something I wanted to share with you. It's a little kind of an extra. Inside the original, I did use one of those. There's another set of those little hearts, and I put them inside here. And then on the envelopes, I cut a piece of Rococo Rose, 3/4 of an inch by 6 inches, and I embossed it with the die from the set. Let's see, where is it? Oh, here it is, with this die. And when we got our new emboss and cut machines, cut and emboss machines, they gave us, they made all new parts and pieces that go with it, cutting plates and all of that. And the embossing mats have not been yet made available. However, I kept my some of my pieces from my Big Shot when I let it go, and I wanted to see if I could figure out how to emboss this onto cardstock. And so this is what I did. This is how I figured it out. I took the base plate and I took off this piece, plate 2. I took it out of the mix. Okay, then I put down a sandwich, a cutting plate. Then I put my cardstock with the die attached to it, like this. And I used sticky notes to hold it in place. And it goes with the cutting side facing up, not down. And so you have it on your plate like that. Then I put this rubber mat on top of that and a second cutting plate. And I ran it through, and this is what I ended up with. It embossed just beautifully. It worked perfectly. So I've been anxious to get back to being able to do embossing with our dies because it's just so much fun to do. So that's what I did, and you can see it created a very nice design. I attached this to my envelope like this with just a regular adhesive to the envelope flap. Now that's one thing you could do. You could also take this and put it inside your card. Let me get the one that doesn't have anything in there. You could tape it down and put it inside here, or figure out how to put this in and do it in your, with the embossing sandwich. Then I also decided, well, I want to see if I could do this on an envelope. So I did one on my envelope to make my envelope embossed. Now I set it up above the adhesive part so that this will still stick really well, but you still get this really lovely design. And you can see I was kind of a haphazard thing, and it's a little bit crooked, but if you were more careful, you could get a better look. So it's just an idea, something to try. Like I said, just the base plate, a cutting plate, your die with the cutting side up, then your paper, the rubber mat, and then a cutting mat. And it worked perfectly. So you're not limited if you have those in your drawer still. Okay? I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you like the card. I think it's gorgeous. I'm thinking that might be one of the kits that goes out this month, since it's going to be, our workshop's going to be on the 9th. We'll still have some time to make use of Valentine's at that point. And I hope that you will subscribe to my videos and that you will shop with me through my online store. The link is in the description below, as well as the current host codes. So if you order online, your order ships directly to you and you don't have to wait for the workshop to close. The order processes in real time and gets sent to you right away. Okay? Thanks for stopping by. See you soon.